Good morning, class. Today we are working on Unit 5, Lesson 2 homework, and it's more division practice. Today we have two-digit divisors. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you a reminder again. When we have a division problem, the answer is called the quotient. The number you are dividing by is called the divisor. And the number you are dividing into it, that you are breaking into equal pieces, is the dividend. Remember, the vocabulary is important. We reviewed it in Unit 5, Lesson 1 as well. We'll go ahead and begin with number 1. We have the number 2,886, and we are dividing that by 39. So we have to ask ourselves, how many times can 39 go into 2? Well, that's 0 because it's larger than. How many times can 39 go into 28? Well, that's 0 as well because 28 is smaller than 39. We have to ask ourselves, how many times can 39 go into 288? Well, if we just take this 39 and we think 39 is pretty close to 40, we can count by 4s until we get to just those first two numbers until we get to 28. And we know that 4 times 7 is equal to 28. So it's going to be probably pretty close to 7. So let's figure it out. 39 times 7 times 9 is equal to 63. Put down your 3 and carry your 6. 7 times 3 is equal to 21 plus 6 is equal to 27. So let's go ahead. 273. So it's going to be 7. We're going to write 273 underneath and subtract. 8 minus 3 is equal to 5. 8 minus 7 is equal to 1, and 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. And 15, we can do our check. 15 is less than 39, so we're good to go there. Now we need to bring down our 6. And now we have to ask ourselves, how many times does 39 go into 156? If we estimate 39 to be 40, we know that 4 can go into 15 3 times. Let's try that. So 39 times 3. 9 times 3 is equal to 27. Put down your 7, carry your 2. 3 times 3 is equal to 9, plus 2 is equal to 11. Well, I can see that it's 117, but if I added 140 to 117, I could get really close to 156. So it's going to be multiplying by 1 more than that. So let's go ahead and change this to a 4 and see what it is multiplied by 4. 9 times 4 is equal to 36. Put down your 6, carry your 3. 4 times 3 is equal to 12, plus 3 is equal to 15. Well, it's 156, and that's exactly. So it will be the answer without a remainder, because 156 minus 156 is 0. So your answer is going to be 74. Number 2, we have the number 7,533, and we're dividing that by 81. First, we need to ask ourselves, how many times does 81 go into 7? Well, it's bigger than, so it's 0. How many times does 81 go into 75? Well, 81 is larger, so it's 0 again. So now we have to ask ourselves, how many times does 81 go into 753? 81, if I multiplied that by 10, would be 810. So I'm going to start by looking at 81, multiplying it by 9. So let's try it out. 81 times 9. 9 times 1 is equal to 9, and 9 times 8 is equal to 72. So it's going to be 81 times 9, and it's 729. Now I just need to do my subtraction. My 3 becomes a 13, my 5 becomes a 4. 13 minus 9 is equal to 4, and 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. 7 minus 7 is equal to 0. I check and make sure my 24 is less than my divisor of 81, and it is, so I'm good to move on. I can then go ahead and bring down my 3. Now I have to figure out how many times 81 can go into 243. Look at just the first number here, because 81 is very close to 80. And I look at the first two numbers here. I know 81 or 8 can go into 24 3 times, because 8 times 3 is 24. So that's going to be a good starting spot. So I'm going to take 81 and I'm going to multiply it by 3 and see what I end up with. 3 times 1 is equal to 3, 8 times 3 is equal to 24, and there's going to be my answer because 243 is equal to 243. So my answer is going to be 93. In number 3, we have the number 4,967, and we're dividing that by the number 68. Now remember, 68 is pretty close to 70 when you're estimating. 68 cannot go into 4 because 4 is smaller, and 68 cannot go into 49 because 49 is less than 68 as well. So we have to ask ourselves, how many times can 68 go into 496? 68 is pretty close to 70. So I'm going to figure out how many times can 7 go into 49, and it's 7, so I'm going to start with that. Okay, 7 times 7 is 49, so let's try 68 times 7. 8 times 7 is 56, put down your 6, carry your 5, and 7 times 6 is equal to 42 plus 5 equal to 47. And so it's going to be 496 minus 476. We're going to go ahead and subtract. 6 minus 6 is equal to 0, 9 minus 7 is equal to 2, and 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. And 20 is less than 68, so I can go ahead and bring down my 7. And now we have to figure out how many times can 67 go into 207. And I know that 68 is close to 70, so when I'm rounding, I know 7 times 3 is 21. 68 is a little less than 70. We might be able to get pretty close. So let's try times 3. 68 times 3. 8 times 3 is equal to 24. Put down your 4, carry your 2. 3 times 6 is equal to 18, plus 2 is equal to 20, and so it's 204. So that is going to be exactly what we need here. And so we have to add our 3, and it's 204, and now we can complete our subtraction. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3, 0 minus 0 is equal to 0, and 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So we are left with 73 and a remainder of 3. So 73, remainder 3. Let's go ahead and do number 4 together. In number 4, we have 72 as our divisor, and we are dividing that into 4,968. 72 cannot go into 4 because it's larger than 4. We also know that 72 cannot go into 49 because it's larger than 49. And so those are zeros there. Now we have to figure out how many times can 72 go into 496. And we know that if we estimate 72 to be close to 70, we know that we look at those first two numbers. 7 can go into 49 7 times, so that's going to be a good place for us to start. So let's go 72 times 7 and see how close we get to 496. 7 times 2 is 14. Put down your 4, carry your 1. 7 times 7 is 49, plus 1 is 50. And we can see 504 is very close to 496, but it's too high, so it tells us we have to bring that back down 1. And so we need to do 72 times 6, and 6 times 2 is equal to 12. Put down your 2, carry your 1. 6 times 7 is equal to 42, plus 1 is 43. And so we'll put up our 6 here, and we're going to go ahead and subtract the 432 from our 496. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4, 9 minus 3 is equal to 6, and 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. And we can see that this 64 is less than our divisor of 72, so we're good to go. We can go ahead and bring down our 8. Now we have to figure out how many times can 72 go into 648. And I am going to say we're going to be close to 8. So let's go ahead and give it a shot at 8. 72 times 8. 8 times 2 is equal to 16. Put down your 6, carry your 1. 7 times 8 is equal to 56, plus 1 is equal to 57. So 57. So 72 times 8 is 576. Now, it could be close to 9, and I might want to just do a check really quick and see how close 9 gets us. 9 times 2 is equal to 18. Put down your 8, carry your 1. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 1 is 64, and I can see that this is going to be my correct answer. So, I know it's going to be 9 here. I'm just going to erase this up here. And I know that 648 minus 648 is equal to 0. So you have a remainder of 0. So your answer is 69 for number 4. You are now going to go ahead and complete 5 through 8 on your own. Let's look at number 9. Number 9, the lunchroom has enough seats for 168 students. 168 students. Each class has 24 students. How many classes can eat in the lunchroom at the same time? So we have to take our total number of students and divide it by each class size of 24. So 168 divided by 24. I look at this one and I can see that 24 is very close to 25, and I can see that 168 is pretty close to 150. So if you think in terms of money, how many quarters are in $1.50? You can think that it's 6, right? So that would be a good starting place. So 24 times 6. 6 times 4 is equal to 24. Put down your 4, carry your 2. 6 times 2 is equal to 12, plus 2 is equal to 14. And so that's going to get you very close. So we'll put our 6 up here, and we're going to subtract 144. 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. Ooh, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So if we do our check here, it's a good place to see that 24 is equal to 24. And that tells us this number should be 7. So 168 divided by 24 is 7. And you can do a check just by taking 24, multiplying it by 7. 7 times 4 is equal to 28. Put down your 8, carry your 2. 7 times 2 is equal to 14, plus 2 is equal to 16. And so your answer for this one is going to be 7 classes. All right, kiddos, you can complete 5 through 8 and 10 through 12 on your own. When you're finished, please take a picture, attach it to your assignment, upload, and turn it in on Teams. Thank you.